Scorpio, welcome to your Astroflower reading going from the 21st, I think, through to the 26th of February. Funny February. We're moving into Pisces, another water sign, so that's probably going to help you out a little bit for you in your life emotionally and stuff like that. What we're going to do is going to be looking through your chakras, seeing which chakras correspond to you and which need maybe looking at in greater detail. And then we're going to be looking at your aura and then doing the tarot reading, which is a weekly reading in the tarots, which we normally do. This is all timestamps. You will find the timestamps linked in the description below, so you can jump from one to the other. And it all does connect together. So let's just get straight in here and let's just see what's going on with your chakras. Okay, so this is for Scorpio. Okay. So I think there's movement going on here, but very structural movement. Within this movement, it's like you know where you're going, but there's a little bit of things that need to be done in order to get going or get to where you should be. That's what it seems like there. Let's just see what's going on your sacrum. Yeah, there's a little bit of differentiation, but it's very sort of stable. Let's just have a look what's going on your solar plexus. Okay, that's really determined at the moment. A lot of determination there going on, and it seems to be fueling you through at the moment. It's very large as well. We'll come back to that, I think. There is something going on with the heart as well. I'll have to have a look at that afterwards as well. We'll go into that. That seems to be, yeah, that's really, this is where the determination is really affecting your life in a way. Let's just see what's going on in the third eye and the throat. Okay, that's out of balance now. That's interesting because that doesn't go with the sacrum. And what goes on with the crown? The crown is tight. Is the best way to describe it. Normally it's 45 degrees and it is a little bit like that. So it creates a bit of a single-mindedness which is going on. Are you being single-minded, Scorpio? You might have to be. This is the thing. With funny February it is. You might be in a position where you're going to have to sort of turn around and kind of going, you know, the world I've got to do. You know, and just be careful about what I say obviously on YouTube because they're not really helping us out. And if you want to help us out, subscribe and click that bell because it will help us out loads where YouTube isn't. But yeah, so it's creating that scenario where it's got the kind of to hell with the world. I've got important stuff to do and I've got to keep my head on it. And I think that ties in with that movement that we got within your root chakra. So if you're going to get a lot of movement within your root chakra, because the root chakra and the crown chakra are the same chakra, it's going to pull on that crown chakra. So as the root, if you imagine you've got a large crown chakra, as you pull on the root, it's going to gently pull the crown chakra up and make it a little bit more sort of focused and concentrated on particular things. And that's what seems to be happening here at the moment. Certainly with your root chakra and your crown chakra. Let's just see what's going on. I think the heart one. I think you've got fire in your belly basically this week. You've got a lot of determination. You want to get stuff done, and this is really good. But obviously, don't do it in a way. I would involve other people around you. If you don't involve other people around you, then you know. You risk to sort of like go running off in a direction and then kind of going, where is everyone? What happened? Where did everyone go? Sort of scenario. Because let's have a look at your heart. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to pull your heart out. So now we can see it in a flat sort of thing as if you were sitting directly in front of me. So here are the petals that come out from the front of it. And then this is the ones here. They're absolutely fine in the build-up, but on the outside, in connection with the rest of the world, it normally goes like a curve around you, like that. So if I'm doing my own chakras, it sort of goes around you like that. But instead, yours goes like that and then just literally curtails off. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a question of Four of Pentacles or the Nine of Wands that comes up in your reading. We'll see that at the end of that. But it's, I think there's a certain degree of protection going on here where you seem to be protecting your heart from the outside world. And people, you know, you might have had a really bad experience with some people in your life. And you just kind of like, now it's just kind of like, no, do you know what? Don't get any further than that, people. And it's gonna make it hard for people who are having relationships with you to, you know, to go and find you, to help you, to bring you out of into the happiness. Because it seems like you're really hard upon yourself, and you can be, Scorpio, incredibly hard upon yourself. I think sometimes you can be even unfair to yourself. You know, so here I think is you might need to open that up a little bit. Turn down the solar plexus. So turn down your determination, your not determination, but your determination, your passion and determination, which is, you know, in really focused on one thing. It's just allowing it to open up a little bit so you can focus on a few other things. Maybe it's a case of increasing. We saw that slight imbalance in your sacrum as well. Maybe it's a case of increasing your social activities and not necessarily the habitual social activities where you'd normally do this, you'd normally do that. You know, I would try a few new things. It could be a whole new era opening up for you here. A whole new era in respect of opening new doors within relationships around you. We'll see that on this side here on the tarot reading, on your Astroflower reading. But yeah, it just seems like that. I think you might have a lot on your plate at the moment with the physical world that is around you. And that could be with houses, that could be with jobs, finances, cars, that sort of thing in life. There's just a lot of things to do. And within that, that's creating the need for a plan of action, of a way of doing things, of just doing this, getting this done, getting it out the way it's done, out the way I can move on to the next thing. Which is great. It works very well if that heart is in a good place. And that's where the ick comes in. That's where the fly in the ointment comes in. On your heart chakra there, I would be wary of putting up too many boundaries, because simply you'll end up yourself in a cage. And that's probably, you don't want that. And that's, you know, you've got to be wary of that. I'll be very, very wary of that at the moment. So let's just go in. So we've brought that heart chakra up there. Let's just see what it's concerned with. It is concerned with the funny February. Okay? I think it's very much concerned with the idea that it's getting more and more difficult to understand the logic of the human rhythm, or human way of doing things, or human governance, or, you know, it's getting more and more difficult to define a common sense logic. And I think that's where, because that plays on Scorpio a lot. You know, they tend to be, Scorpio, you tend to be you know, very concerned about the, you know, sort of human rights and stuff like that. And it's just like, you just can't see it anymore. That's what it feels like. And just kind of going, well, if the world's like that, then that's it. You don't go any further. And you're very good at that. But just be a little bit wary of that within your life, because you don't want to just close yourself off from the world around you. It's not a good idea, because you might find in the future when you stop on that path, you're got this sort of obstination to go down, which is not necessarily a bad thing. That could be a very good thing, as much as it can be a very bad thing. But if you get there and then there's no one there, I'm not sure you'll be very happy with, you know, what you've accomplished. Yeah, you might have got free from a lot of things, and that's possibly what needs to happen anyway. But at the same time, getting free doesn't necessarily mean isolating yourself. Okay, let's just see what's going on your aura now. There seems to be a little bit of internal, external conflict. So, you know, are you, is there someone in your life that's causing you a real pain in the head? You know, a real sort of really feeling frustrating about a person or a situation around you, where you're kind of going, I can't believe they're like that. Why did they do this? Why did they do that? You know, oh, in that case, I'm going to be, you know, and this is where it's triggering you into a certain way of putting these boundaries up that I don't necessarily think is a good idea. And it's a very mental thing that we do in this conflict. And you might have reason. I'm not here to sort of judge anybody. I'm trying to help, basically, in the sense of trying to help you sort of position yourself so you don't necessarily keep shooting yourself in the foot, because that's what it'll do. It will just shoot yourself in the foot at the end of the day. Okay? So this conflict that you might have with another person, that you feel that you've been, you know, served up an injustice, or you might even feel that you've, you know, that this person doesn't actually really consider you either, you know, so it may give you a bit of frustration, and within that, you know, you're going to be angry within yourself at that person, and that's where the internal sort of sabotaging goes on. And you can see that in the heart chakra, and I'd be a little bit wary of that this week, Scorpio. So yeah, within your aura there, the thing that can help you out, and this is a very practical thing, is just to take 5 minutes at the end of the day, sort of half hour, an hour and a half before you go to bed. Just sit down with a cup of tea and just realize the sort of hot-headed thoughts you might have had during the day, the conflictual points of your thoughts during the day, and then you can turn around and you can sort of say, bring me that thought back. Because we all do it. Yes, it's obviously good to ignore people who are just, you know, backstabbing you and stuff like that, but it's within yourself as well. And if you take it out from within yourself, they can't touch it. So all of a sudden, what you do is, if you do that every day, then gradually you weed it out of your thinking during the day. So you can just sit there and say, yep, I'll have that thought back, please. Bring that thought back. There's no point in me thinking like that. Once you start doing that, then all of a sudden that self-sabotaging no longer exists. It opens up a lot more, and that can help you opening up on your heart chakra. Okay? So, yeah, but apart from that, the aura was, you know, the aura's nice. There's good energy. It's certainly very determined. There's a degree of urgency about you within your energy. It's going quite fast, but then you're moving into your summer period soon. That'll be coming up in Taurus season. But you're going through your springtime. This is your springtime at the moment. This is all to do with the rhythms of the Astroflower, so you can get that within your book, or we're going to be doing a special at some point in this week about the rhythms. And you've got that lovely, vibrant energy that is going through you, and it is directed in one way. So I would just be a little bit conscious of not getting blinkered thinking. Just be wary of that. Because I think, although in the short term it may help you, and you may need to do that in order to get out of the situation, but it's only short-term help, and I wouldn't be blinkered continually. So it's recognizing when that blinkering happens for you. Okay, so let's just get onto this weekly reading, and let's see what's happened here. Okay, so petal 6, the sun. This is what might be you think you're concentrating on, and this is where I'm sort of saying that, yes, I think that blinker thing is a good thing. It's going to start you off and keep you on that road going towards happiness. And that is what's coming through you. It's not in sort of coercion with the heart. at the moment, what your desires and what you're actually living may not equate with one another. And the overall energy is sort of like telling you to be wary of that blinkered effect, because they're saying to you, open up to the happiness of life. That is the energy that's flowing through you there. Okay? On your relationship side, this is your karmic mission. Success. I think people would recognize what you're doing. And I think people around you are turning around sort of saying, within your relationships, and it might be the fact that you're going to find this person that really corresponds with you. But at the same time, that's coming from within you. What your karmic mission is within your relationships is to shine from you, to get recognition from the world around you. Blimey, there's a lot of things coming out now. Let's just see what's going. This card here. We've got 2 cards here. So the universe here is, this is, tied. Okay, so the universe is coming up with the King of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands. We'll go into that in a second. The karmic mission here on this is, to shine, to actually engage with others around you. Now, I did say to you during the reading earlier on that it might be good to open up and look at the world in a different way, open up to new relationships, to new connections with other people, to new situations. And I think that's what that is encouraging you to do. The 3 of Wands, and this is where the universe is trying to help you. So the 3 of Wands is the old harbour master. So they see the boats coming in. So they see the new things coming into life. And then also the harbour sends out stuff as well. So it's the coming and going of the world around you, built upon the knowledge that you have within you, which is being a bit of a leader within the relationships that are around you. Being not necessarily the motor, but certainly being the rudder and being the, we are going this way. So the universe here is, it's sort of saying to you, size up your options and size them up well before you actually make the move. That's what they're sort of saying. So they're sort of saying, connect with those new relationships that are around you, those new sort of situations, and then make your choice. Just do a bit of window shopping, see what's going on. Let's see how the guides are trying to influence you. Page of Swords. Funny that Taurus had it on the other side over there. They're going for the opposite to what you're going through. So these new ideas that are coming in, and this is where you need to shine. These new ideas need to be noted within you, needs to be recognized as you move forward. This is where your guides are trying to create coincidences with you. So this is new options coming into your life with regards to relationships. This is exactly what we were talking about. So the guides are really bringing in a lot of things. The good thing about the Page of Swords as well is that she is noting what ideas are worth keeping hold of. So this is where I'm saying you assess the situation so you can apply them within your life. You can choose which relationships in these new relationships you discover, or the reignition. No, I think it's new relationships, not old ones that are being reignited, but new relationships that are around you that are going to really feed your passion for life. Because look at this, we've got swords and wands. That's all we got. We've got 1 King of Pentacles down here. But it's nothing but swords and wands down here, which is all about air and fire. It's really, really passionate. And this is where I think everybody's here recognizing that your heart needs to be opened up here. And yes, healthy boundaries can be a good thing. I think everybody recognizes that. But once the boundaries, that's healthy boundaries. Once you put in too much, you can't even see out either. And I think that is almost like the danger you need to sort of like be aware of. I don't think it's the case as yet, but it's something that you do need to be aware of. Let's just see what's going on in your financial sort of side. So working on the long-term plan. I didn't get anything coming up in the way of finances or business and job and stuff like that, really, to be honest, within your chakras and stuff like that. I think on that side of things, it's ticking over. and your karmic mission here is there is a lot of movement that goes on around you, and this is the constant. Your financial world at the moment, your job and your business and your projects, it's very constant. Okay, so we got like the strength cards. The universe is quelling any doubts within you about whether this movement or this direction that you may be taking is a good or bad thing. So the universe is just literally, as you're going down your path, you're concentrating on your long-term path, you could have loads of doubts about that. But the universe is actually helping you out by kind of going, hold them back. Don't lead them in their path. Scorpio doesn't need doubts at the moment. Just go on quelling those doubts and allowing your strength to shine. Okay? Let's just see, like the sun, basically. Let's just see how the guides are influencing. Look at this. The Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant is... I really like the Hierophant card because it's that 3-step understanding, so body, mind and soul sort of thing. It's that trilogy sort of scenario which your guides are putting into place, and to get to, so each step is a lesson in order to capture your dreams and your aspirations. That's what the Hierophant's all about. And it could be as well of conveying that. So you could well be finding yourself in a situation where people are asking you for a lot of advice, and you'll be able to give that advice to those people in a really nice way. But I also think here is, in that lesson, don't forget one of the 3 aspects of it. And I think that is that idea of joy and happiness, of not being so blinkered in your view of getting to what you want, because that's the name of the game. To get where you want, regardless within your relationship or within your working world, you're working to this one flame. This is what you're working towards. You're working towards the bright light. And, that is, that's what's going on within you. It's a case of moving towards a beautiful future. But yeah, that blinkered effect is going to help you, but there's no point in it being beautiful if you can't share it with anyone, and if you can't satisfy the 3rd aspect of your trilogy. It could be love, hope and happiness, and you weren't concentrating on your happiness. You were just concentrating on love, loving what you do, hoping, like quelling all those sort of doubts within you, and forgot about the happiness factor and kind of went, oh, right, I forgot about that ingredient. It's like baking a cake without putting honey or, I don't put sugar. I don't like sugar. So I only put honey in my cakes. So, it's like forgetting an ingredient, basically. And this is where your guides are trying to stop you from doing that, so you don't forget your ingredients. King of Swords. Did he not come out early on? With the Knight of Swords as well, there is a definite call to mission here. And this is that blinkered effect as well. It is the mission within your life. The judgment within the physical world, within the material world, is on your side. You can see clearly now. You can see clearly now. The rain has gone. All of those obstacles in your way. I had to catch it up a bit. Missed a few words. But anyway, this is how your guides are sort of kind of going, you've got this, Scorpio. I do apologise. You've got this, Scorpio. You've got this clear vision and built on this judgment of all those cards coming out. 2 seconds. 2. So, yes, sorry about that. Dropped all your cards. So yeah, within you, you've got this determination. You can see where the cards all flew out there because you're obviously sitting there kind of going, I know. Let's move on. I want to move on to that. What's coming at the end of the thing? Happiness. 2 of Cups. The finding of the 2 sides of the yin and the yang. The coming together in harmony of the yin and the yang. Living your moment, the real moment that is within you. So you can sort of do that, and that could be on a relationship side as much as within your whole life. It seems to be coming through to some sort of yeah, it seems to be all sort of playing in together. It seems like the Queen of Wands and the King of Swords are getting married by the looks of it. They're marrying that passion and that clear vision. So there is a lot of fire and air. That seems to be the majority of things coming through. And now the thing that is missing, and this is what the Two of Cups is all about, is that emotional, that side of it. And so you don't want to forget your happiness, basically. You know, it is going to start changing. I think there is things to go through this week here within you in order for you to realise the change of fortunes. So you can open your heart a lot more to the future. And you've got the Ten of Wands. Yeah, this change of fortune is tied in with the idea of you've been on a long journey. As I said before, it might be a case that you may feel like you've been cheated in the past, and it's that healing process that you might have gone through. And it could be you might have been cheated by life, you know, and you've come to the end of that journey and you've accumulated a lot of emotions, and it's now time to just let them go and free it all up. And once you do, you know, you've got that Ten of Pentacles. It's just going to be absolutely abundantly brilliant in the future. I think in the combining of the two sides, realizing that there is moments to be blinkered off and there is moments to open up. When you realize how to do that and actually use it in your life for your benefits, all of a sudden you can let go, because you've got those two tens there, you can let go of all the burdens that you had with it and enjoy all the benefits of your life. That's what it seems like. So there you go, Scorpio. Thank you very much for being here with us. Don't forget, the biggest support you can give this channel is subscribing and clicking that bell, but also liking and sharing this video across all social media platforms. It would really help us out, because YouTube are being a little bit stingy at the moment with their impressions and showing our videos to even our subscribers, which is a bit, I can't fathom it out really, but there you go. I haven't done anything wrong. I think YouTube's brilliant as a channel, but as a platform. So there you go. Help would be always beautiful, and I thank you very much for being here. In the meantime, Scorpio, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.